Hey everybody, Evan Freiberger here, and a cold snap is coming to the United States, with some areas expected to see up to a foot of snow. Also, looking at Tuesday, the chances are increasing for a severe weather outbreak. Here's what we know. All right, looking at the United States here, you can see that we still have some warmer temps hanging on in Texas and into the southeast, but that's all changing. As you can see, these red colors are starting to move down into Texas. That's below freezing, and that almost makes it all the way down into central Texas. And the next day, it turns into nighttime, and you can see those temperatures really push down also into the southeast. So we're starting to see this cold air coming from Canada and really start to lower these temperatures as these cold fronts come through. Not only is it going to be uncomfortably cold, calling for emergency hot chocolate cups to be dispersed across the entire south and southeast, on the northern part of this cold front, there's going to be a decent amount of snow falling for a lot of people in the United States. All right, here we're looking at the snow. First, it starts falling in Kansas and kind of scrapes just the northern part of Oklahoma. Not really causing too much snow there. Moves through the Missouri area, then Illinois, Indiana, and a lot of it starts to pick up there in Ohio. That sticks around for a little bit, makes its way into Pennsylvania, New York, then Vermont, New Hampshire, and then Maine. So yeah, we know that the snow's gonna fall, but we don't really care about that. How much snow are we going to get? Tell us, weatherman. Here's how much snow's gonna fall. All right, moving on with the rest of the forecast. I'm just kidding. Here's the estimated amounts given by the NAM 3K kilometer model. All right, looking at Kansas, you can see we could potentially see from 5 to 12 inches of snow just north of Dodge City and Wichita, going into Missouri, 7 to 5 inches in northern Missouri, going into Iowa, 3 to 5 inches. Indiana and Illinois, not seeing too much until you get to southeastern Indiana and into Ohio, potentially up to 5 to 7 inches there. And the further you go east, it goes down a little bit more. Then into eastern New York, you can start to see 6 to 7, potentially 12 inches up in the mountains there, and into Maine in the mountains, or southeast Maine, up to a foot of snow. So the NAM 3K kilometer model is a 3-day model. So once you get up that far, things start to become a little bit inaccurate. But the best thing that we can do to get an estimate on what's really going to happen is compare models. So the next model we're going over to is the GFS. So the real main difference between the GFS and the NAM is the amount of snow for Indiana and Illinois. As you can see, there's not a lot that falls there. That being said, there's still a chance for snowfall accumulation up to 1 to 2 inches there, as you can see on this model run. And then moving it forward a little bit more, you can see that the amounts for the Northeast are about the same. Going more into detail here, 3 to 7, up to 6 inches there. Not as much in Kansas, not as much there in Missouri either, because the GFS is showing less snowfall accumulation all across the board for the Ohio Valley. But then as you get up into like the Appalachian Mountains, you can see upwards to a couple inches to 5 inches, and up into West Virginia in the mountains, potentially up to 8 inches, and then going into New York, around 4 to 5. Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and some areas could see up to 8 inches. And into Maine, starting to see a little bit less snow there as well. So that's why we compare these models like the GFS to the NAM 3K kilometer to make sure that our expectations are about average in terms of expecting snowfall if you see that you can get snowfall on either one of these maps. Because we know how it goes. You guys take my words as gospel, and if I tell you the wrong thing, you're going to be coming to my house with pitchforks telling me that I'm wrong. And, I want to make sure that you guys know that these models are 100% accurate. The science isn't exact yet, so I'll show you different scenarios so we can all have a better understanding of what's going to happen. Okay, next we're just going to do a brief overview of the potential for severe weather next week. It's still 4 days out, so I'm not going to go too in-depth. As you can see, we do have a 15% slight risk already out for day 4, and that includes areas like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and small parts of extreme southwestern Georgia. This 15% means, at least for right now, that this is just a concerning area that we need to be paying attention to moving forward into the future for severe weather. Looking at the Cape, you really want to see the yellows present to be enough instability and buoyancy for storms to become tornadic, and we're really not seeing that right now. That being said, we really do have enough upper level winds for these storms to rotate, so if they can get up into the upper atmosphere, latch on to these winds, then we could potentially see some tornadoes. The lower level winds are pretty much off the charts for indicating a tornadic potential, but like I said, the Cape really just isn't there for this event. So as the models get closer, we'll get more and more detailed information of how much energy is going to be available for these storms to feed off of, and that's going to be be a major indicator on whether or not this is going to be a severe weather outbreak with tornadoes or lots of tornadoes, or just a severe weather outbreak with some damaging winds with the chance for brief and weak tornadoes. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and turn on post notifications, as we will be going live tomorrow to do a little bit more of an in-depth breakdown of the new information that we get from the SPC about this next storm. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.